Welcome to Behind the Badge. I'm Chief Alan Rodbell. With me is Chris Vassallo, Community Liaison. Hi, Chris.
Hi, everybody.
Well, here it is, another month already.
I know.
Time is really flying.
And I hope the heat goes away.
Well, this is like the beginning of fall, so hopefully it happens soon. Yeah, I think the monsoons were supposed to cool it off a little bit, but we got a lot of humidity as a result, so it's still a little warm.
But September, I mean, it's October. I mean, we're into October already. The kids have been back to school already. It's going pretty fast.
Yes, it is. And so we've had our Citizens Academy started its, I guess, 52nd session, 53rd session?
It was the 51st session.
51st session, okay.
Right.
Which means we've been doing it for 26 years,
yeah,
but that's kind of cool.
Yeah, a long time, yes.
And so it's going well?
Yeah, I have a great class, and we are in like week 4. And they're enjoying it, and it's, again, open to anybody who's interested in applying. Next session will begin in March.
Okay, so think about that now, and you can go online, apply, and it's free, and it's a great program, so take advantage of it. So what else has been going on with us?
Well, today we had a huge promotional and award ceremony, and we usually do that quarterly. The last one we had was in February, so we had quite a few awards today. We had a couple critical response awards and several life-saving awards, and then we had a ton of people that have promoted within the department. But we had one special thing
really
today,
cool thing today,
and
yes.
So you say what it was.
Okay, so we had a really cool event today in that we were honoring a 9-year-old young lady by the name of Brianna Mace.
Correct.
And Brianna was in a pool at one of the resorts, and she noticed a young man about 3 years old who was wearing water wings while in the pool, and she just had noticed him at that point. And then later on, she noticed that he was with his feet dangling over the edge of the pool. He wasn't wearing his water wings, and she had clarity of mind to realize that this young man might be in danger. And eventually, he actually fell into the pool.
Right.
And she responded immediately and went down to the bottom of the pool and brought him right back up and got him out of the pool into the arms of her mom.
Correct.
His parents were close by. They checked him over, didn't take any water into his lungs, which was wonderfully, a wonderful outcome. They came by and checked him out, and he was okay. And literally, this 9-year-old little girl swimming, paying attention to the people around her, saved this young man's life.
I know, it's amazing. And just for her to be that astute, to know that the child did not have those water wings on the second time that she saw him, I mean, that a future police officer in the making.
Yeah, I'm going to float her an application. So
get her in Citizens Academy, and we'll get her going.
Hats off to her, and
absolutely.
We're showing a little blurb on that, which is kind of cool.
So cute too, so cute and so proud. So, and I think that just is a testament to being aware, especially in Arizona, about no matter what time of the year it is, keep your kids safe around pools.
So today we've got kind of a cool program, because it's a little uplifting, and we're going to talk about some things we're doing in partnership in the community with some of our citizens, and quite frankly, it's really it's a national phenomenon, but we're very much involved in it here locally in Arizona and here in Scottsdale.
And have been for quite some time in my younger years. I remember participating in that run. I ran it. Then when I got a little older, I roller skated it. And then a couple later years, I drove in the car.
So now I ride the car.
It kind of progressed, but it was always a great event.
Yes, and so it's really not just it's an event where folks come together and participate, but it's year-long. Law enforcement in Arizona and in Scottsdale are supporting this endeavor, and we're talking about Special Olympics.
Special Olympics.
And the Law Enforcement Torch Run, which, again, agencies all over the country participate. Why don't we talk a little bit about what we're doing here and what's going on here in Arizona, and give some of our introduce our guests. Go ahead.
With me to my right is Commander Scotty Pop, who is now in charge of a directive from you to do some additional things with Special Olympics. And next to him is Josh Montgomery, who is the coordinator for Special Olympics. Welcome to our show.
And Josh has some special guests he's going to introduce in a second.
Some guys, and I want Josh to introduce.
Absolutely, sounds good. But Scotty got a directive. I want to tell you, first of all, Scotty volunteered for this. So he didn't actually get a directive. Actually, I mentioned the fact that we wanted to step up a little bit and do a little bit more than we had done in the past, because unfortunately we just didn't have anyone committed to the time necessary to make this work. And Scotty approached me immediately and said, I'm interested in volunteering for that. So I want to thank you publicly for that, because you're doing a great job so far, and we're actually doing a lot more already. So thank you for that leadership and that endeavor. So tell us what you've been up to.
Actually, I've probably been with the department almost 25 years, so 24 years been doing the torch run. But I've always thought that was really never quite enough. And I know after we got back from the National Academy, I talked to you about doing some volunteer programs and really expanding what we have. So got together with Josh and talked about not only the torch run, but what we could do year long to kind of raise funds. Obviously, with Special Olympics being a nonprofit, with all nonprofits, it's really about fundraising. The Law Enforcement Torch Run is a fundraising event. It's a participation event with law enforcement and Special Olympians, but it's also a fundraising event.
Mm-hmm.
So our goal has always been to help raise funds for programs for Special Olympics all year long, and not just during the torch run.
Cool.
So
And
we've
what's-
been
I'm sorry, we're going to talk about some of those events in a
Right.
second, so thank you for that. Your full-time job, though, is running our Special Operations Division.
right now, yeah. Just been in there. Somebody told me today, I think like 3 months.
Yeah.
So I've been in 3 months in Special Operations, which is traffic section. I'll have canine bikes mounted.
All
those
zoo.
things. Detention.
We call
the
it
zoo.
the zoo.
Friendly
we
call it the
that
zoo.
commander
So,
position
yeah.
the zoo because you have the
Exactly.
animals.
Yep, the animal kingdom is mine. So.
We're not talking about the employees. We're talking
No,
about
we're
the
talking
fact
about the
that
dogs
canine
and the
four-legged-
horses-
the four-legged
horses.
ones I
Yeah,
have.
Let's be clear about
exactly.
that,
Yeah,
okay?
they got it.
Yeah.
And if they come to Citizen Academy, they'll know that.
They'll know that for
Absolutely.
sure. That's really, and that is a new assignment for you, but
Yep.
thank you for that. So Josh, tell us about some of the things, well, first of all, introduce your guest to us and tell us about some of the great things you guys are doing in the community.
Well, absolutely. So, well, thank you for having us. This is really an honor and a privilege for us, and just the partnership between Scottsdale PD and Special Olympics is really phenomenal. And so we're so grateful for all that you do throughout the year, and to be able to kind of just share a little bit about what we do with Special Olympics. And to my right here, we got Jeff Sterren and Bruce Clark, and I'll have them kind of introduce themselves. But Jeff is our development assistant with Special Olympics, and so he's been around for quite a number of years, and he really helps. He is a global messenger and a unified partner, and he really goes all throughout the state traveling with different individuals on our team to talk about Special Olympics and what we're doing in different parts of the community. And Bruce is, he's our Athlete Input Council coordinator for Special Olympics, and he also assists with our Healthy Athletes department, and so he's very involved with providing a lot of our athletes, input and direction into really where they want to see, Special Olympics go in the movement, in the direction, and he's been really instrumental as far as what we've been able to do with Special Olympics, and so.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Well, welcome you guys.
Welcome, guys. So Jeff, you're a golfer, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So how good are you?
I can hit the ball 200 yards with
Oh.
one hand.
By the end of the day, I think I've hit the ball 200 yards, but it takes the full day to get there.
You better take some lessons.
Yeah.
You better
Oh,
give
my.
me some lessons.
And you're in a unified program, right? And I think that's a term that we need to explain to our audience, because unified program means that you're playing golf with everybody else, right? All the other golfers are competing at the same time.
Unified is when a person with an intellectual disability competes with a person without an intellectual disability.
And that's pretty cool. And I suspect if you can hit a ball that far, you're a competitor.
They probably say, is he really going to be on our team? And then they got some people that want you on their team, Jeff. So
Yeah.
it's a double bag there, huh?
Yeah, and I really enjoy it because I've
Good.
made a lot of friends with
Super.
the athletes
Very
and developed a lot of relationships through it.
Yeah.
Now-
You've met a lot of great people too.
Yeah,
Wow.
Some famous people, some celebrities.
I've met a lot of famous people. I've met Timothy Shriver.
Cool.
Very
Yeah.
cool. Very cool. Well, you've met 3 more
Yeah,
today.
you've got us.
I have my own TV show. Okay. So Jeff, but you've done some traveling too, right? You even just played golf locally, right?
I've traveled to Morocco
Yeah.
Wow.
to
Wow.
represent Special Olympics
How cool
at
is
that time for our programs department,
Okay.
and that was about 5 years ago. I think that about that.
What were you guys
Cool.
doing there?
They have like meetings where they set the laws for Special Olympics, where like all coaches have to be certified, and the rules for each sport.
Yeah,
So
they
you're
did
like
it.
the
They did.
governing board. So you guys are like, you make the rules and make sure that who's ever being the judge has got credentials and are qualified to do so, correct?
Yeah,
Right.
and to add to that too, so when Special Olympics started back in 1962 with Mrs. Shriver, she wanted to create, originally she did this back in Maryland, where she just wanted to create a camp where individuals with intellectual disabilities could come and just compete, and so they called it a Camp Shriver, and she ended up doing that. It really kind of took off. She had a lot of success with that, and then later in 1968 is when they called it the Big Camp Shriver in Chicago, and that's what really kind of was a catalyst for the Special Olympics movement here, not only in the U.S. but all throughout the world. And so you're right. I mean, they kind of set up different rules, just like you would with any sports. I mean, we have here in Arizona, we offer 22 different programs, or 22 different sports, I should say, over 170 programs. So they kind of set all the different rules, regulations, just like you would with any sports, with AIA and different things, where you have to have coaches who are, credible, volunteers who make sure that they're, background checked and things like that. So when they do different programs in other countries, and we're in most parts of the world, and there's still several places in the world that Special Olympics hasn't quite reached yet, and so they'll do, like Morocco is a great example, where a number of years ago they'll do this, what's called the Camp Shriver. Well, they'll come in and they'll try and do a big kind of event for everybody there to really kind of kickstart their Special Olympics programs. So
very cool.
Yeah.
So Bruce, what are you doing? You're part of the advisory board, but you also do a sport?
I played basketball this past year, and we're starting a baseball program right now as well, and I'm looking forward to joining that too when it becomes a sport.
Okay.
Cool.
Very cool. And so your advisory board is how big?
Tell me about your input council.
Tell us about the council.
We have 6 areas of the input council, and the most athletes we have in one area right now is 6, and we're going to try to make that the minimum number of athletes. We're still trying to grow our advisory board in the other areas of the state. And what the input council is it's just a way for our athletes to express their opinions about what we're doing as an organization, and it's just another way for us to show them that they are the most important part of our organization, and they are the reason why we're a part of Special Olympics.
Very cool.
And
Very
I'm
cool.
also a part of the Athlete Input Council.
Okay, so I've got 2 of the members here.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Bruce, do you want to talk about, you had a garage sale this past
Yes, we had a garage sale this past weekend. What we're raising funds for is to go to World Games next summer in LA.
Okay.
So we made over $1,200 this past weekend at our garage sale.
Very cool. Very
And
good.
we're also having a fundraiser at Castles and Coasters on November 8th.
Okay.
So anybody can come to that at Castles
Yeah.
and Coasters. That's off the freeway, right? That's I-17 over there in
Yeah.
Glendale. Where is it?
It's by Metro, right?
By Metro Center,
Center.
right?
Metro
So
Center.
anybody can go that night, and if they go, then some part of their fee goes to Special
Yeah.
Olympics. Oh, that's
Very
cool.
cool.
Yeah.
That'd be a
It's
great
from
night.
4 to 8 p.m.
Good.
Perfect.
Thank you. So,
Yeah.
Josh, why don't you tell us about some of the events you've got coming up? I know you've got one that scares me to death, and I'm not participating in it, but why don't you tell about some of the events coming up?
Sure. So one of the big ones we have coming up is called Over the Edge, which
That's the one.
I believe Commander
We ain't
Pop
doing
has
that,
have a
are we?
flyer here. Essentially,
We're not doing
The
it.
Scottsdale PD is participating. Chief Rodbell and Chris Pasal are
Are
not
We'll
doing
come
it.
and cheer.
Yeah, we'll be there. for
Oh.
sure.
Got Ron Band talked into it.
Oh,
There you
good.
go.
Yeah, we need some fearless people. Explain
yeah,
what that
so
is.
it's absolutely open to anybody, so it does not have to be you in order to rappel. And what it is essentially is we partnered with Cityscape last year, and we did this event where this company called Over the Edge. We actually partnered not only last year, but we're partnering again this year in December, and then we have one more year that we have a partnership with them through our cityscape, which is the big kind of area in the downtown Phoenix. They have a 27-story building where individuals, they have to raise $1,000, but they can rappel off the side of it. And it's a fundraiser for Special Olympics through the law enforcement torch run. This year we've already got over 40 individuals in law enforcement who are rappelling, and a lot of different people from various agencies do this, and they really raise funds in order to rappel. But it's a really, really fun event. Last year we had over 76 people sign up and participate, and we raised close to $120,000 in just one day.
Awesome.
This year, I just checked this morning, we're already at 78 participants, and so we're going to add more ropes for as many people who want to sign up as possible. And it's just a great event because we do, they have the ice rink going on down at that time, and we had a DJ out last year, and really anybody, it's nice because the Hotel Palomar, which is just right across from it, there's on their second floor, they have kind of an outside pool area where individuals can just come and just watch and sit by the pool and enjoy just some good snacks, but they can watch people rappel off the side of the cityscape building.
Do you ever hear anybody like screaming really loud when they're halfway done? I would come just to see that part.
I can actually see the pool real well.
Yeah,
So
so
it
that's the
gets
big
real
thing.
competitive too, because I know a lot of
Yes.
the departments are raising as much as they can to kind of demonstrate the support for Special Olympics.
Yeah.
But you're saying that any citizen that's watching this that says they want to participate in that can participate in that if there's an opening.
If they can sign up
Okay.
day of, they would have to do $1,000,
Right.
so we can make that happen, schedule it in. It's going to be taking place this year on December 13th, which is a Saturday. It's that second Saturday in December, and it's basically going on all day. We're going to do a kind of a big, fun kickoff that Friday afternoon before. We're trying to get, maybe some news anchors and individuals to rappel off the side as well to kind of kick it off and really just promote the event. But we would love to see a huge support from the community just coming out and watching it, because it's truly pretty fun when
It's
you get
fun
to
to
see
watch.
people up there, coming down the side of the building. And so last year it was really fun because we had Santa Claus out there, we had any type of superhero, and people dress up and they really kind of make it their own thing.
Baxter
So-
was out there.
Yeah, Baxter from the
Right.
Diamondbacks, and
Super.
it's a lot of fun.
And I think one of our chiefs that went
Yes.
to Chief
Yeah,
Duggan,
Chief
that is
Duggan,
now
who went, now the Chandler
that's
chief.
right.
Chandler
Yeah.
Chief.
Volunteered
he
to
did
do
it,
it
he
for
did it
me.
last
There you
year.
go.
I was a coward last year, and I
Yeah.
don't think I've gotten any braver over the
Yeah.
last 365 days.
Yeah.
And also, I get to, help promote it by going on the radio I have for the past couple of years with Jim Sharp.
Now, Jeff, do you do
Super.
it? Do you do this?
I haven't done it,
Yeah.
but
Bruce
sit
is
by the-
signed up though.
So you have
Bruce
it. Oh,
is
Bruce,
signed
good
up.
for you.
Good
All
for
right.
you.
Well, Jeff, you and I can sit poolside.
Yeah.
Okay?
We'll just get some drinks. We'll watch
I'm
Bruce.
actually we have an Over the Edge committee as well, and I'm actually the vice chair on that committee.
Very
Super.
good. Yeah. Very cool.
Cool.
Yeah. It's a great event, but that's not the only event you got going. You have a
Right.
triathlon coming up.
Yep, exactly. We have, and I think Bruce has the flyer for that as well. And this event is really, it's a great event. This place actually takes place here in Scottsdale at the Jewish Community Center this year. We changed locations, changed venues from last year, but this is our 7th annual triathlon, which is always just a really fun event. It's one of my favorites. We have individuals who will run, bike, and swim. And it's a really, the distances really aren't that big or aren't that far, but the cool part, I think the best part about this triathlon when it compares to others is that we have athletes who will be able to compete in what's called the unified race, where you can partner up with an athlete, that will do either the swimming or they can do the running or the biking, and you or somebody else can partner with them in doing one of the three with them. So it's really kind of a unique event. It's really what we've kind of our whole shift as far as our movement of Special Olympics, not only here in Arizona, but on a global scale, is we're really moving towards unified in everything that we do. Bruce has got our Play Unified ball here, which kind of is, it's kicking off the campaign here actually this week. And essentially what it is we just wanted to create opportunities for anybody, and no matter where they're at, whether they're in Scottsdale here or any part of Arizona or even around the world, to be able to just experience Special Olympics, and what better way than to do it through some type of
It's a
sport
partnership,
activity.
and plus partner
Yeah.
with one of the athletes. That would be really cool, because if
Absolutely.
I'm lousy at swimming, Bruce might be great at swimming, and I
Right.
could do the running, and
Yep.
Bruce doesn't have to do it.
Yep.
So that works really good.
Yeah.
Bruce says he's
Right.
not swimming.
You're not
Yeah.
He's
swimming?
he's going off a building, but
Yeah,
he's not swimming.
Yep.
Yeah, my dad and my sister are actually doing the unified relay this year. So
Cool.
Yeah.
And we've
Yeah.
had employees in the past, we've had officers in the past that
Yes.
participate in that, and they've
Yep.
thoroughly enjoyed themselves.
Yeah.
So Scott, I know we're participating and supporting a unified program at one of the local high schools cheerleading group, right?
Right.
So kind of explain that a little bit for
That
us.
was the first time I met Josh and Isaac.
Yep.
Was our first meeting was at Coronado, and we met. Coronado has a unified cheer program, so the coach right now, their goal has been to get all the people on the cheer team uniforms. Right now, some of the Special Olympians don't have the regular uniform that all the cheerleaders have, and being a cheer dad from way back, they're expensive. So our first goal really was to see if we can't raise money, and it was our first one we did in the city, just in the police department to raise funds. The next one we're doing is going to open up to the city. We're kind of taking off on something that you guys did back in Maryland. So when you came forward and asked what we could do, we're kind of morphed that into kind of the PD fire, working together to raise funds. So yesterday we did our photo shoot with
Yeah.
Jeff and Josh were able to make it yesterday with you and Chief Shannon.
And
Show-
more importantly, with Santa Claus.
Santa Claus. Santa Claus there too.
That's true.
Upstaged by Santa Claus.
So I think what we're doing is trying to bring it out right around that Christmas time, December-ish, and where it's going to be right now, December 1st to the 5th. It'll be just a city event right now is the plan, and to see which department can raise the most money. And our goal is to get that money to Unified Cheer at Coronado is our first goal.
And help provide uniforms.
Help provide uniforms is
Yeah,
what we
that's
like to do.
important.
So I like to sometimes, instead of just raising money generally, it's nice to raise money for a specific cause. And this one is they have a need, and it'd be nice if in the city if we're able to help one of our own schools raise money and get
Well,
those cheered.
I would like to just make a proposal, and I'm going to bring this up with the SIPA's board, but I know that they're going to go for this. But SIPA's would like to put $1,000 towards your cheer thing, and I'm sure if I could get a
Wow.
board
Very
approval,
cool. Wow.
which I know is September 25th, or we're going to have another board meeting. So I'm gonna see if we can pledge $1,000 for your.
That's great, Chris, because I think our first effort we had $350 from our first, we did the Miracle Minute,
Yep.
but we did it in kind
well,
of a week
this
type
is what
thing.
this
Yeah.
is
So-
so right into
Yeah.
like what SIPA's does and why they sell things and do
Okay,
things
so-
for PD and for Coronado.
It's a great challenge. So if SIPAS can get $1,000, then we're hoping the rest of the city we can top that mark. Would be my
Super.
goal.
That's huge. Now you got to
Josh and
explain
I went
SIPAs.
to,
Oh,
I mean,
sorry,
yeah,
SIPAS
you do that
is
to every
the
time.
Citizens Police Academy Alumni Association,
Which are
which
great
is
with the
our
guys,
Citizen
gals.
Academy graduates. So that's part of why we have people come through Citizens Academy. They become our alumni, and they are always looking for very notable and worthy causes. And when it includes our police officers or our city schools or somebody as Special Olympics, I know I will just have to offer it up, and I know you will get full support.
Yeah,
appreciate
that's
that,
a
Chris.
wonderful start. So
that's a great
congratulations on
start.
that. You know you're going to gain money coming
There
out
you
of
go.
it.
Yeah.
You did not.
great.
Today's a
The
great day.
president of SIPAS
That's
is in the room. He didn't know it either. But
First
that's
day of
fine.
fall, Barry might file over, but
my
that's okay.
president is here. That's
he's
right.
somewhere in the room.
Give me a heads up.
I think the other one we're going to try again, Chief, is Tip-A-Cop.
Tip it up, okay.
We haven't had a Tip-A-Cop.
Wow,
when
we
Claim,
haven't
remember when
had
Claim
it
Jumper?
forever.
Right. And then
Claim
we had
Jumper was up
business,
in
we
North
stopped doing
Scottsdale,
that.
That
and
is
Claim Jumper left the
awesome.
city. When I was the District 1 commander, we did one event at the Yard House.
Right.
So I haven't approached them yet, but I'm hoping they're still able to bring in Tip-A-Cop back to the city and try to do another Tip-A-Cop event at
That's
the
always
Yard
a great
House.
event.
So
I know that
That'd
you
be
do them all
great.
over the valley,
Yeah.
so that's another
We
great
used to
event.
have so much fun with
Oh,
that.
we loved that. It was great.
Jeff
Yes.
remembers him at the Claim Jumper, so I think I can get
Yeah.
Jeff on board to come out again,
There
and
you go.
we'll get it rolling again.
Yeah, in
Sounds
fact,
great.
there's one coming up October 11th at all the Red Robins.
Well,
Oh, very
cool.
good.
Oh, so even the one here in Scottsdale.
Right.
Okay, we need to find out about
Okay,
that.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay,
That'd
we'll
be
look.
perfect.
Thank you, Jeff. We'll look into that.
Okay.
So, the direction of travel seems to be more and more unified sports,
Absolutely.
which is kind of exciting.
Yeah.
So this is probably the first program as part of our partnership with
Yes.
Scottsdale Unified School District
Yep.
at Coronado.
Yep.
I'm hoping we can do more of that, but I'm sure
Absolutely.
that's sort of a
Sure, too.
direction you'd love to see us go, where the
Yeah.
young folks have an actual opportunity to be on the team with their schools,
Yeah.
which would be great.
Yep.
And that's a great point because just to add to that too, with our unified movement, one of the best parts is Arizona has really been leading the nation is what we've done as far as some of the different programs and different things we've been able to do within the schools, and we have so many great stories. And earlier this year, like what you guys had did with the Coronado High School, there was a couple of students, and we have a youth activation, where it's called the Youth Activation Committee, and essentially just a group of young students who really want to do more at their schools, kind of get more involved. And so what they did was one of the students, his name is Naman Shah, he came up with this idea of doing a 1-minute fundraiser where essentially he just got on the announcements, he got with his principal and said, hey, can I just do a 1-minute countdown, see how much change I can get from different classrooms, and we're going to do a 1-minute countdown to try and raise funds for our Special Olympics program here at their school.
Very cool.
And with that, they raised over $700 in 1 minute, and that was in a Phoenix school. And so other students caught wind of that, and they said, we can do this, we can put this on. And it's really, the best part is that it's student driven and student led, but the partnership that we have with law enforcement, we wanted to be able to incorporate that with not only with agencies that have great school resource officers and individuals that are on the campus, or even periodically, just to partner with these students and just say, hey, they're doing a fundraiser, it'd be great if you guys could come by. And like with what you guys did was they offered a pizza party for the class that raised the most money, and so
That's
just
great.
kind of a great way for the students
Competition
and the
and get
school to
people
see
involved.
even the positive side of law enforcement, where giving back, and it's just a win-win for everybody. So
Well, guys, I got to tell you, you've been a great guest, and I appreciate it
the
very
whole
much.
show went by already.
Yeah, pretty
We're
uplifting,
done.
quite frankly. So thanks for all that you do to support our citizens, and the work that you're doing, Josh, to support the kids in the schools and
it's always good.
Special Olympians. And Scotty, thank you again for taking a leadership role on this whole.
You
this
guys,
whole
good
thing.
luck on your
Yeah.
rappel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good-
We'll
yeah,
be there
good-
cheering
yeah,
you
good
on
luck.
there.
Good luck. We'll be at the
Thank
beach.
you, Jeff.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so we're going to put some information up if anybody's interested in getting more information about Special Olympics,
Sure.
and we'll see you guys at the events. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And that really was a quick program,
That
Chris.
was. It went
Yeah.
fast.
So thank you all for watching, and I look forward to seeing you again in the near future.
See
And
you
you all
next month.
be safe. Thank you.